Hi, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Regina. Um, Glad you could all make it today. Darn. Um, I'm Regina, and you are you. So, what's going on here? It's been kind of a hectic morning. I didn't really get a chance to prep the way I always like to do before I tackle some hard conversations, but let's not worry about that right now because right now everything is wonderful. Um so business. I am like a complete and utter mess today. Oh, my stars. Um, so, welcome to Conversations with Regina. Please like if you would be so kind as to give us a thumbs up today. Um, if you really like what's going on, give us a subscription if you haven't subscribed already, and then you can be notified by clicking on the bell and get all the notifications from my channel, like the weekly show. Then you can be prepared as to know what the topic's going to be, hopefully. Or like today, we say the topic's going to be one thing, and Lord knows it could be entirely something else. So, oh my. So, life is good. Life is good. And we've taken care of this part of it. We've got to say something about Ray's Roast Coffee because they've been everything for this show today. Today we're drinking a Guatemalan coffee from the Tenango district, and it is called Sholshak. Of course, that's written in Mayan, and it's up a little north of Tikal, if you've ever been to Tikal, which is a fabulous place to go. Anyway, excellent coffee. One of my current favorites, this and the Costa Rica Marsella Sahani, are my two top notch. The Guatemalan's a little darker, and I just think it's fabulous coffee. So anyway, I think they're both on the website. Coffee is getting really tough to come by in this country because of the Suez Canal thing, kind of slowed shipping down over that way. And then the COVID thing is just kind of making a mess of shipping all around the world too. And so things are like coming into Los Angeles several months later than what they had anticipated. So some of the suppliers are running out of coffee and they're kind of trading old coffees around. And so look for price increases for specialty coffees. So good. Anyway, oh my gosh, the comments are just going crazy here. Who all is here? Amanda Hannah is here. Hi, Amanda. Good to see you. And Lulu's here. And I've already said hi to Holly and Christy and Casey, of course. And JJ. Hi, JJ. How are you doing? Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a little bit. And Marty's here. Hi, Marty, sweetheart. Good to see you as well. Oh, boy. You guys make me feel so good. just kind of down today. I wanted to talk about consciousness, and the stream of consciousness, being aware of the world, making my day better. And then I'm freaking, did I say it? I did not. I said frickin'. I frickin' human, and I can have bad days too, come to find out about it. And so I don't know. Oh my gosh. Life is good. Life is good. And I just need to take a few moments. So let's take this opportunity. Let's take this opportunity to do a couple of deep breathing cycles. I usually like to do about 3 breaths and kind of let some of that tension that I'm feeling evaporate, force it out of my body. And then, how can we talk about consciousness and our stream of consciousness to create good things when I'm tense, So let's just take a couple of minutes and loosen the fuck up. I didn't hear me say that. Suck that air all the way in. Oh my gosh. Well, good for you. I wish I could go back and lie down. I promised y'all we'd do a show today, and here we are. I don't know. I'm just going to blather on. Screw it. Everything is good right at this moment in time. And that's just the way it is. It's good right now. Doesn't matter what happened 5 minutes ago. Doesn't matter what happens 5 minutes from now. And so when I stay in that area of now, my life gets a lot better. And so, here we go. So I've been working on this consciousness thing and hoping, I've been at it for a while. It kind of started several years ago, and I needed to get more grateful about what I had, and so I started concentrating on gratitude and thanking the powers that be for everything, for the roof over my head, for the food in my refrigerator, for the food in my body, and God darn, when I started doing that, a lot of my life got better, and so, here we are. And so I had this coffee shop thing going, and then that 45 got elected. And so one day I sat there right after that election and I thought, what am I going to do? That guy's trying to eradicate people like us. And what am I going to do? How am I going to combat this? And I decided right then and there that I was going to keep the doors open and love everybody that walked through that door. And so, so that's what we did. And right up until the COVID things started hitting, people would come in complete strangers. And by the time they walk out, we were hugging and just having a wonderful time. And the thing that I've been noticing lately is I say and too dang much, and and you know, and that's not a good way of public speaking. Um, uh, excuse me, I digress. But oh, mercy. So anyway, that was that story. And then when COVID came, of course, you know, I my shop was 12 feet wide. It was pretty hard to kick 6 foot of distance for those people coming in and going out. And we talked about rerouting traffic, cutting a door on the wall so they could go down the outside hall, do all kinds of things. And I just thought, no, I'm just going to close down till this is over. And as months and months drug on, I started liking what was going on. I got involved with YouTube, had all you folks to and Marty was, oh my gosh, she invited me to team up with her and oh. And then Heidi's here. Hi, Heidi. And then, well, I just lost. It's all gone. So we start over. So back in the beginning. No, I think I can pick it up. Went on Marty's show, the Experience, Strength, and Hope. What's your ish? And did 20 episodes there, and then we just couldn't let that all go along, and so then I started conversations with Regina, and you all joined me here, and what a wonderful journey it has been, but it's changed the way that I think about things. And I have grown a lot spiritually and internally in the course of the, 6 years that open and, to the public. And that just coincides right along with my transition, and so it's just interesting how those two things correlate, my spiritual growth and the transition. Because I really think that consciousness is always about being authentic and so Marty, who's saying they think you're from Texas? Think I'm from Texas? Or Amanda from Texas? I'm confused as usual. So, who's from Texas out there? Where is Louise anyway? So, boy, I get sidetracked really easy today, don't I? Dang. Anyway, so this whole consciousness thing. Hey, Jessica Dean. Love that picture I saw of you on Facebook this morning, by the way. Look good. You know what? I guess where I was trying to go with it all is if we all put our thoughts, change our consciousness together, then the world starts picking up on that. I've been listening to these guys. It's all peer-reviewed journals stuff, and they're saying we can change the world with just our consciousness. So if we're all loving, caring, and putting out the love out there, that it creates an impact around the planet. And we need that right now. We need to find some unity, and we need to find each other and support each other and stick together. Um, so that's kind of where I wanted to go today, but I'm just not feeling it really. So I don't know what to. I don't know. I don't know. Help me out here, kids. I feel like I'm just rambling around, and we've still got an hour to go. So I sound like I'm from Texas. I can't understand that at all, y'all. Help me out here. Where would you get Texas out of me? Reading, please. Good call. Good call. So let me think here for a minute. I had one marked in a different book than that one. So this is really starting off to be appropriate right here. The annihilation of the false self does not have to be harsh, violent, or painful. That is the masculine way to wage war on our delusions. Rather than struggling to override the individual ego, not eagle. The feminine mystic celebrates interconnection. It can be a simple matter of recognizing our smallness in the face of the awesome majesty of creation. The shift in perspective does not mean that our actions do not matter. It means that we can relax and do our best to contribute something beautiful to the vast cosmos we share. It isn't necessary to do great things, but rather to do small things with great love, said the 20th century humanitarian Mother Teresa of Calcutta. Paraphrasing the 19th century French mystic Thérèse of Lisieux, the dedication to offering the essence of everyday experience to the glory of God characterized the entirety of her brief incarnation. She referred to herself as a little flower in the garden of the divine, no more important or less magnificent than any other. To be a simple daisy in the divine flower bed is a magnificent thing, a blessed thing. So that really kind of gets back to some of the things that I wanted to talk about, because the other book here was talking about, oh my God, about seeing the beauty in everything. And, where'd it go? Oh, hidden in the knowledge of those who have come before us, we find the wisdom to empower our prayers of healing and peace from the ancient. That's not the line I was looking for. But anyway, when we look around us and we see nothing but beauty, and no matter where we're at, there's beauty in everything. There's beauty in each other. There's beauty in the outdoors. It's all around us. And oh gosh, Um, so trying to embrace that. So, right, Casey, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but isn't beauty everything? You know, because God created it. I mean, it's all created. It's there for a reason, has its purpose. And, you know, I know when the first time years ago when I drove through Nevada, I saw nothing pretty about it at all. It was nothing but sagebrush. And you know, we laughed and talked about what a desolate place it was. And the other day when I went through there, I was amazed at how pretty it was. And that's just, I don't think Nevada changed. I think I changed, you know, and that's kind of the point that I want to make. So anyway, so I saw where Sarah stepped into the room. Hi, Sarah. It's good to see you here today. And Holly, it's all pretty. It's all pretty. I mean, everything is beautiful. I mean, it's when we start thinking that everything is beautiful, that everything is good. We can love everybody. You know, Ram Dass says, love everybody, serve everybody, remember God, and tell the truth. Some days I have trouble. The truth is loving everybody. And so then I need to open my heart to those that I don't love and try and make that better. And you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, because it does get better. So I don't know. As I said earlier, I'm really struggling today. Oh my God. It just, you know, some days are diamonds and some days are dust. So ask, you know, help me out here, you guys, because Sarah talked me into not canceling the show today, and has did Lulu, and you know, I seriously thought about it, and so here we are. I'm kind of like humbled and embarrassed by struggling so much. But I remember, you know, God, it was like in one of the first shows that I did with Marty. She got up and left. I went to the bathroom or went to get something, and I was just like sitting there just like this, and I had no idea what to say, you know. Oh my God. And you know, I'll bet your show was good though, Marty. You know, I know you struggled yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to look at your show. After you and I parted ways, I went and roasted coffee all day because I had another meeting last night. But so yeah, it's crazy. You know, the whole consciousness thing is I think it's really important to get the concept, and I'm just not able to express it. And how long does the hormone replacement stuff take to kick in? Well, Amanda, um, whenever I have to go off of my hormones, and it seems like when I start them up again, it's almost immediate, hours. I think it takes a little longer than that. I'm all psychosomatic. Look at all the different answers here. Couple of weeks, 6 weeks, and I'm saying immediately. They did all kinds of weird things in Nevada too. You know, the largest silver mine and all the nuclear testing, except for what they did in New Mexico, and oh mercy. So I feel like a deer caught in the headlights a little bit. Um, Everyone is different. Good call, Holly. And so it might take longer if you just started. Maybe. Well, thank you for saying that, Holly. I know it's not true, but thank you. I I don't feel like I'm doing fine. You spoke about consciousness a bit ago. You mean today? And you want me to have thoughts? Struggle is also part of consciousness. To be aware of our own struggle is to be conscious that struggle is an obstacle. Well, thanks, Casey. You know, it really is part of our consciousness. I mean, consciousness is about being aware of who we are and how we are doing. But you know, when we get wrapped up in our struggles and worried about, you know, part of our consciousness goes there, absolutely. But when you get struggling, we should be able to kind of conscious our way out of it to a certain extent. I mean, I don't want to minimize the suffering and whatnot, because sometimes that's all necessary, you know, like something like grief. We don't want to minimize that. I mean, it's something that we all need to experience and to you know, not to minimize, to go through. I mean, it will get better. I mean, part of struggling is knowing that it's going to be okay further on down the road and being confident in that. You know, I'm struggling here today, and I know that in a day or two, everything will be better, and I'll be back on my game, and everything will be good. And that's being aware of what's going on with us, knowing that suffering is temporary, and that the future is brighter. I mean, we learn from our struggles, and so basically, so Christy, where'd you go? Christy, for consciousness is self-imposed change perspective that helps us cope for anything. Well, to a point, yeah. I think I see what you're asking. Is we should be able to manipulate our brains if we're always thinking the good things. It's like we can act our way into a new way of thinking, and so when our brains start shifting in that direction, then things start changing, because it becomes automatic for us to be that loving, kind individual, and the way people react to us is different than when we were an asshole. It's pretty simple, and so if we're always trying to take that high road, more often than not, people respond to that, and it helps us continue to do that, and our brain starts acting in that way automatically, and we don't have to it's not as big an effort, so there was another deal right underneath you that was a Casey thing. So basically it's there, we're conscious of its but not to let it encompass us and keep us from our goal. Exactly. I mean, we all have to go through a little bit of suffering, because suffering is part of the human condition. And so if we are in one of those days of suffering, look for the things that we can take away from it that are going to help us in the future, and I mean, there's a lesson in everything. There's something to be learned. And so I hope that answers your question. I hope. What? Oh. Huh. Hi, Lara. Good to see you today. I'm just like trying to catch up here and see where we're going, since I'm dependent. Oh my God. You guys are really going fast. Well, hey, as much as I'm struggling, I could like send you a link, and it's not out of the question. I could put a link in the chat. We need to know why we're suffering to cultivate our happiness. Is that a question for me? Or I'm not sure I can answer that. Hey, yeah, one thing I did say in my deal is that I didn't have any answers. I just had questions, about consciousness, because even though there's more being learned about it all the time, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm just a human being, and So why does our suffering cultivate our happiness? Because it's, if you're not suffering, and when you're happy, you're not suffering. So it's without the, if you were always happy, you wouldn't, it'd always be the same. That sounds like, um, oh, I like this. Hey, it's Teresa. Okay, okay, I'll take it easy on myself. Well, maybe we probably better not. I don't know, Lara. I don't know. Fake it. So here, the way we hold our mind creates our suffering. So how do we hold our minds? You know, um, that's what changing our consciousness is about, to where we suffer less, isn't it? I love fake it till you make it. I absolutely do. I used to hear that all the time back in the day. Um, you know, it's like acting your way into a new way of thinking. You might not feel it, but if you act that way, and pretty soon your brain starts going that way, and the next thing you know, you've made it. And oh, so we got this going now. I think a little bit better. What's everybody else got to say? Whoa, my mind is held in a pressure pot that's cranked to 400 pounds per square inch. I I think that's true some days for all of us. The stresses of the frickin' world. My Right, that's what I was trying to say. That I just wasn't, I was just blathering on about it, and the way we attach to things coming without suffering, there is no happiness. So true. Oh, we missed the one where us trans folks here. I think that that's pretty true, Lara. You know, we all have that something that no one else has, and that's it. We've experienced life in two different genders, and nobody else can say that. And you know, I think it gives us kind of a different consciousness. I love the trans folk thing. Oh, my stars. So, A new skill unlocked in a video game or something? Which is? So estrogen does cause blood clots sometimes. And it's something we're all supposed to watch out for. It's true. Um, Whenever you go for surgery, make sure you stop your estrogen before, quite a bit before. After I had surgery, I got blood clots in my legs, and man, it's painful. Well, yeah, okay. I get that because you transitioned so young, and you know, for like in my case, it was quite a bit different. Exactly. Exactly. I get it now. Well, that's what they were trying to tell me, Holly. You know, it is a bad deal. You don't want to get blood clots, but it's happened to me twice, and both times after surgeries, and both times it was really painful, but very superficial and wasn't a threat to my existence. Yeah, that sounds almost like they were trying to talk you out of it. And oh, well, what do you want to be? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I don't know. Let's go to the jurist here and see. No, I'm kidding. Of course, that is the ultimate goal, is to just be a human being and be who you want to be. So what they had me do to prevent blood clots is take a baby aspirin, and so you just put it in the little box with your estrogen for the day. It is uncommon for the majority of the world. Oh dear, I need a jury. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna fix you up, maybe, and maybe not. You know, we'll. Hey, see you later, Heidi. Have a good day. Oh my gosh. I like that. I suppose. I suppose. I never thought they didn't even have G.I. Joe when I was a kid. Helen Speller check? LeSoir. Hi, sweetie. How are you doing today? We're like I have digressed completely away from anything, and so good to see you. Um, but don't you think that everyone is trapped in how others perceive us? The goal is not to allow others to influence our perception of self. I liked that. Yeah, yeah. And I was reading something about that earlier too, and I thought, oh my God, I think that I'm so authentic because it was it was reading about authenticity and said if you're really authentic, you don't worry about what other people think of you. And I always like to go back to the old guy who always used to say, you wouldn't worry how much other people thought about you if you knew how little they did. And which means essentially that most people aren't even aware that you exist. And so what difference? I mean, why worry about it? Because they're not really thinking about you. It's just something that goes on between your ears. And my experience has been that most everything that I'm thinking that's negative about myself is just me thinking between my ears. And it's oh my gosh, how do you say it's enough sometimes to kill people because we take it too far. And and I mean, I haven't here today, but yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, oh yeah. What's this now? Would have bought you the drill and showed you how to use it, JJ. Oh, I missed something there. I love that. Wait a second. That's so cool. Perfect. Just to piss mom off. Hi, Maylin. So hang on here. You guys keep going. I'll be right back with you. And okay, I'm back. And anyway, oh, with each passing day, I'm caring less and less about others' perception of me. It's actually pretty refreshing. If we do not worry about other people's perceptions of us, how can, then, and then we put ourselves in a good spot. There's nothing to worry about. What other people think of us is none of our business, and I always like that saying about what other people think of us is none of our business, about everything that happens past the end of my nose is none of my business. So then we're just like free spirits. We don't have to worry, and life gets better, because it's up to us. Happiness is an inside job. We always got to keep that in mind, that nobody else is going to make us happy. What those other people think about us is not going to make us happy or kill us either. Doesn't matter. It's completely none of our business. And so if we just let it go, drop that rock, boom, we're so much better off. Oh gosh, I love it. Nice comment. Nice comment. So Marty, are you struggling with the autocorrect? Love you, kid. Have a good one. Oh dear. Why don't you just build a cave and let anybody in? So what do we got here? Hey, you're more than welcome, Maylin. I'm glad you're here. Oh my gosh. Hey, love you, lady. Love you all. Well, you're making it all better. So you have a good day. Enjoy your work today. You get to go to work. And so that's one of the things about consciousness. I always forget that is changing that. I have to go to work to, I get to go to work today. And gosh, I get to go down and roast coffee. It's not that bad. I do it for a few hours every week. And, I just sit out there and listen to music and try to pay attention to what I'm doing for a couple, 2-3 hours. And anyway, it's really a shift in the consciousness to think that, because I remember all those years where I gotta go to work. God, I just don't want to. And I should apply that to when I was like dragging my feet about doing this show today. And I know that it affected my whole attitude about everything. Is oh my God, I'm going to do. And now, you guys have all brought me along to where I'm feeling okay about everything. It gets better. Question from Lara. What did the changing directions mean to you, Regina? Changing directions consciousness wise, going from negative to positive to begin with, was like the huge thing, because I was the guy that the other man in my living room was talking to when he said, "You're the most negative son of a bitch I've ever met." And that affected me. It was a life-changing moment, and I had to change my consciousness to start becoming positive. I had to start looking at gratitude. I had to start looking at ways to get out of that. And so that's when it all started. And that's been a number of years ago. You know, we're talking what, almost 20 years ago. And so, you know, the changing directions is, you know, a kind of what I was thinking of was going back to Earth Day, because I was watching a couple of shows later this week, and they were talking about the state of our planet, the number of animals, the sixth great extinction event, and whatnot, and how we can possibly change all of that if we all start thinking in a different way. And that was the direction that I wanted this conversation to go to, but I lost confidence about being able to talk fluently about that. And so that's really what I was trying to get to today, was if we change the way that we think about things, if we look at what needs to be changed and take a few moments every day to think and feel what it would be like if the ocean was going to be productive for another million years, you know, because these gentlemen that I was listening to on the show were saying that it's only good, it's going to be dead probably before our lifetimes are over, you know, if you can imagine that. And so the science these days is about there being something in all this space that we just think is air is really where everything is. And if we create the thought pattern, that if we create the difference, that reshape that brain into this consciousness that is nurturing our planet and changing the from the greed paradigm, if you will, into a giving and loving, compassionate kind of paradigm that each one of us carries, then our planet's got a better chance. I mean, they're talking about being able to about being able to the planet not being able to sustain life after another 100 years. Well, that might not affect me because I've only got 30 years or so left. And you know, but my grandkids, you know, they'll be affected by this planet warming up long before that 100 years finishes off the last person, you know, and why would we not want to take a few moments every day to try to change our consciousness to address that issue? You know, that's a pretty important thing, and so so thank you, you know, each and every one of you, for helping me kind of get back to where I wanted to be in the first place. And so thanks, Marty. And so oh so does anyone have thoughts on that? Woo. Amen. Then trans is a gift from God because it makes you go within and get out of that ego and autopilot mode. Amen to that. Good one, Jessica. Good comment. It is a conscious thing we do. And you know, if you've got kids or family members who have kids, I mean, whether it's true or not, you know, I mean, there's some people who still deny climate change. And you know, it is, it's crazy to listen to these scientists. Both of them were scientists, and they were talking about the number of animals and plants and number of species of different organisms has, you know, gone down by at least 50% since 1950. You know, and when you think about that, and there was thousands and thousands of species back in the day, and you know, there's not that many anymore. You know, what was it? What kind of dove was it that used to like darken the skies in the migration corridor between Canada and South America? Turtle doves or you know, and they're extinct. You know, they got shot out 50 years ago. They were extinct when I was born, but you know, look at all the animals we never got a chance to see, like the dodo bird. There really was a dodo bird in the Mauritius, or however you say that, islands down there in the Indian Ocean. You know, and oh my gosh, you're gonna go play cards with your 92-year-old aunt? How wonderful is that? If you ever need a third, give me a holler. I'll play cards too. So one of the studies that I saw, you know, was about these people thinking, you know, remote thought things in the Middle East, and they monitored the calls that were into the police. And when these people were out, and they all did this in different areas, there were just a few of them, and they put out these good vibes through this area in the Palestine Israel area, and all of the violence subsided in the time that they were like doing their meditations and whatnot. And there was like 100 people in that area, and it was documented that they could change the violence to a degree. And so, say the 100 or 200 people is affected by this show, and we start sending out our vibe, because we're scattered throughout North America, Europe, we have a smattering of folks in New Zealand and Australia, but you know, if we all started, you know, thinking at the same time, or meditating at the same time on some topic, you know, could we start changing the consciousness of the world? That's kind of one of my questions, that I have no answers for. I don't know. And I mean, they tell me that it is possible, I mean, that study I just was talking about, and I checked it out. There is a bibliography in that book, and so it's a real thing. And so it doesn't make any difference if somebody else ignores it, because we're going to change their thought patterns. And so I don't know. Is it possible? You tell me. Sync our minds like wire. Oh, is it? Hey, bye, Amanda. I'm so proud of you for doing that. Hey, that's the one I was looking for. Sync our minds like wireless routers. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Oh dear. So that is correct. So somebody else has been paying attention here. So yeah, no matter what we do, it's felt across and so if we change our consciousness, if we work towards that, if we envision what it would be like to have peace on earth, what it would be like, how we would be grateful, what does that feel like, and that's always part of what we have to put in there, is feel the gratitude and the appreciation for those who made it happen. And so let's see what Casey, also, by setting the example of what the world should be, eventually others will either jump on that bandwagon because there aren't any other. Am I close? Yeah, I think that is true. At some point, everybody's going to jump on the bandwagon. But, I think that they talk about a tipping point. And once you've reached that tipping point, no matter what you do, it's too late. And I'm not sure where we are in regards to that tipping point. But if they say that at the current rate of extinction, that humans have got like 100 years left, is it in 25 years that we've reached the tipping point? Or is it in 50 years that we've reached the tipping point? I mean, some of you folks are a lot younger than I am. And do you want to wait until you're at that tipping point before you change? I mean, if it's like 25 years, I could see that tipping point, and I don't want to. We need to change now. And so, oh my gosh, back where I'm walking, there's been a couple balls frequently around here ever. And so it's really kind of confusing, because you have to watch closely, because there's an osprey. There was an osprey harassing a bald eagle the other night, and it was just cute. And I digress, because I wanted to make sure I told Lara about this, about the bald eagles and the osprey, but it was really kind of because the osprey kept circling this bald eagle. He was sitting out on a dead branch someplace, and this osprey did a dive at him, and then then took off. He was done. He got scared off, and it was really kind of cute. But yeah, so hey, bye bye, Sarah. Is it getting to be that time where everybody is leaving now? Um, so yeah, and that is kind of where we're at today. Thank you guys so much for keeping me going. So glad to see you, Sarah. And we're holding the space for you to come on here one day and be my guest. Just saying. I not holding my breath, but so I think that the youth are going to be the ones who save us, because they're much more open. They don't see the opportunities in that paradigm of greed and whatnot that we were lured into that with, this generation. I I'd kind of like for everybody over about 50 to just like get out of the leadership roles and let's let the next generation take over now. So come on, let's get to, that's what I can't see because I'm watching on the StreamYard and I can't see what's happening on YouTube. So that's the disconnect here. So like it up. That's why I'm like, come on, you guys, give me a like. Oh, then you can stay in power if you don't look like you're 50. Well, thank you. That is what I really needed to hear today. You know, I really was feeling very insecure, and it happens every once in a while. It happens. I know, Marty, I don't look like I'm 50, and so I'm staying in power, but it's up to you. You don't look like you're 50 either. But my age, I'm only 25 and I look a little older than that. What's this? Leave leadership when pigs fly and not police and helicopters. What do you mean? Casey, you guys can do it. Oh, don't. Yes, we are human, and I think I started off talking about being human today. Casey's in a rebel phase. Oh, I get it. Yeah, she was being facetious. I'm glad. I love that. Casey K for New York Senator. Okay, oh, if I send a ballot, wouldn't that be oh, what, you know, wouldn't that be illegal? Oh, I love this. I spent part of my morning doing a gratitude meditation. I don't have time on Wednesday mornings to go for a walk. Oh, I'm always being facetious. Oh, there's Simone. Hi, Simone. Oh, that's a good idea. So when I tell people I'm 70, they think that I'm lying and that I'm not that old. Did you get your second shot yet, Simone? Because we were going to meet someplace down along the river. So, gosh. Well, I'm so glad you guys came along for the ride today. So, in 2 more weeks, so yeah, one of these days, private message me when you've got time, and let's see if what we can get set up. I would love to meet you, get to know you. God, we're not that far away, a couple hours for each of us, and we're meeting in the middle. Is that on YouTube, LaSoir? There you go. There you go. I'll go to Seattle if I can fly over. That would be a good idea. Wahoo! We'll keep talking. We'll keep talking. A walk in nature for gratitude. Yeah. Yeah, I like that whole gratitude walk thing. It's pretty hard to not be grateful when you go for that walk and you see those eagles and all the beauty that's around us and love that kind of thing. Um, or um, one of my baristas is in the executives with Paramount Hotel. And so I might be able, but that's kind of an exclusive place, I think. Hey, good to see you, Holly, and thank you for showing up today. Bye-bye. Take care. So we're running out of time here. We're at 1:20. We got 10 more minutes. So when do you get your first shot, kiddo? I know you told me yesterday, but I forget. Well, there's an idea. Let's start a commune, an intentional community in Belize. Oh, so then, yeah, by midsummer we could probably do that. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Oh. Well, then that would be a little cooler than Belize, but the ocean's right there. Oh, you guys got this going on. A Buddhist commune with an aquaponic farm. Love it. Love it. Love it. You guys have just saved my life today. I'm so grateful. There you go. Go to Belize in the winter, here in the summer. Woo! Now we're talking. Yeah, I don't think we want to be in Belize in the summertime, especially as global warming takes off. On the 1st of May, we celebrate what? 2 years now since my surgery. Forgot to drink my coffee. It got so busy. What a great day. What a great day. I'm so grateful. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here. So anyway, love you all. You have made my day. I was really struggling, and what is this? Where is human thigh bone says flutes? We use human thigh bone as flutes. Well, that's kind of scary. I got Pfizer, and the only side effect was napping a lot. How lucky can you get? I get tired a lot. Probably if I would have sat still long enough, I would have napped too. Anyway, okay. I am out of here. I love you guys. You are way better to me than I deserve. So thank you so much. Love you all and take care. Bye-bye. And a little outro.